Hey everybody, this is Abby from Realistic Kitchen and Gardens, and today I wanted to actually show you guys my kitchen because I'm sure you guys are wondering what kind of crazy space I cook in, and it's really not a lot. Okay, so we're starting with this island. KitchenAid mixer, vitamins, lemon seeds, toaster, microwave, potatoes, garlic, sweet potatoes, onions. I also have this hanging rack for 50 million egg cartons, napkins, egg basket, and hanging herbs when I have them. That's my wedding bouquet I haven't processed yet. Then on the left-hand side, small crock pot, coffee grinder, sourdough proofing baskets. In back I have a kettle, electric kettle, spice grinder, cereal, honey. They're kind of like graham crackers. Anyway, this is my pasta roller for my KitchenAid. Makes it amazing. Everybody's obligatory junk drawer with pens, stapler, tape, hand lotion, small tongs for the toaster so we don't burn our fingers, scissors, razor knife, blah blah blah. Tape, tea bags, peppermint tea, leather shining shoe shiner thing, sticky notes. This is mostly tea, and this is more tea, supplements and medicines. This is medicine for my cat. Instapot, which is a 6-quart. I love this. And my food processor, extra blade, and blade plates that have shredding and slicing based on depth. There's that. Dining room table, bookcase, extra water for canning and stuff mostly, and my bookshelf, cookbooks, crochet and knitting, artsy stuff, and these are like homesteady and gardeny ones. Next up is my giant pantry cabinet. This is probably my favorite modification I have, is these rollers, hanging rollers we attached with 2x4s to the top of this cabinet. We screwed in extra support for them because they're really, these themselves are really heavy, let alone with pots on them. So do your homework before you just put them up. Anyway, these are all my saucepans and pots, strainers, the bigger strainer. And then these are all my fry pans. This is a non-stick one. Smallest cast iron, I have another cast iron that usually sits here, and this is a grill fry pan. And I also have a large colander back there, and extra hooks for these things. I also mount my pot lids, so these are the largest ones. This actually goes to that gigantic pan back there. Where is it? Right there. My Dutch oven I got as a Christmas gift. The ramen bowls we use, you've seen those before. Extra bread pans, bags for the food sealer. I love this. And then this is the griddle pan upside down that came with the stove. This is the other set of pot lids. There's usually one more teeny one up there, but I love this. It's super convenient and keeps them from being in a pile in the bottom of a cabinet or something. And then this is the majority of my dry goods storage. I do store a little bit down in the basement, but not a hell of a lot. Up top is basically all grains and snacks. So couscous, which is technically pasta, breadcrumbs that I make. These are freeze-dried fruits and coconut. Jerky, these are all my rices and grains, oats, amaranth, millet, that kind of stuff. Drawer 2 is kind of a mishmash, so a couple commonly used canned goods. A lot of these are my own. This is nut butters, and this is popcorn, rainbow popcorn from a local shop. Dried fruit, My favorite is dried dates and dried apricots. And then dried nuts of all varieties and seeds. Tuna for the summer, lemon curd, pesto, black beans. Great Northern white beans are very similar to cannellini, garbanzos. Jam from a local vendor, my raspberry, my bone broth you saw me make. This is an older batch. Another lemon curd, hot sauce, and more strawberry jam and some salsa that I'll probably give away. I don't love the salsa. Pasta. These are some pressure canned carrots I did for a convenience food. Pop these open, rinse them off, toss them in with some thawed frozen peas. Super convenient side dish if you don't have one. Dry pasta, so I usually use orzo, small elbows, small shells, and these are egg noodles, one of my favorites. And this is a very large container of olive oil. I actually got it as a 2-pack as a super good deal on Amazon recently. I'll link that in if you want. Again, olive oil, one of my favorites. And then this is my ramen kit. So bonito flakes, kombu, ramen noodles like this. These aren't the ones I use in my fresh stuff. This is if I have extra broth and I want the bowl for lunch the next day. The actual ramen noodles I use, they come in 3-packs. How convenient. Not really, we use 2. Dried mushrooms, and these are rice paper sheets. I'm sure I'll make some spring rolls for you guys at some point. And then these are all my dried beans. Cannellini, I don't know what this is, maybe lentils. Nope, Great Northern white beans, pinto beans, black beans. I think I have lentils in here. More kidney beans and more pinto beans. My husband had a kick at one point for pinto beans, so I stock up on them and then he stops eating them. The way of the world. And then this is just storage for all these glass containers that are some of the most obnoxious to store ever. But this ended up working out well. And then some extra parchment paper, because I keep an extra one of everything. Top layer. This is what I call my baking cabinet. So extracts, big measuring spoons, cups, flours, and baking powder, baking soda, honey, and other sweeteners. I really only use cane products. I don't use artificial sweeteners. I just don't like the taste of them. To each their own. Bread flour, my favorite. This is all-purpose flour. This is where I keep my lame, bread lame, and some bench scrapers. And then the top shelf is extra mugs, some knockoff Nutella, hot cocoa, and a 9-grade mix you'll see me use if I ever make bread for you guys, my sandwich bread. This is kind of my other catch-all cabinet, I guess. I have my yoga therm, which is an insulated tub to keep yogurt at the temperature you put it in at, so around 115. Lids, strainer for yogurt, 4-ounce jars. I use them as containers all the time. Extra tea that I got as a Christmas gift, and all the extra reusable water bottles like ever that I haven't quite given away yet, because what is it with us and continuing to buy more of them. And then bowls, miscellaneous size bowls, and plates. If you have no space to put your plates on flat, get these. These are amazing. They come single from either the Container Store or you can buy them from Amazon. This is partially fermenting and oils and things, so that is apple cider vinegar that I started from scraps in December. Actually, September. Part of it was September and another part of it was November. Lemon extract I started a few days ago for you guys, and a pumpkin and some sweet potatoes that I need to get to. I don't know what else is back there. These are all my oils and commonly used stuff. So this is a basket for onions, I buy them in bulk locally. This is flavored olive oil I get from this local shop here in Worcester. We live in Worcester, Ohio, if you don't know. Special flavors of balsamic vinegars. If you haven't tried good quality balsamic vinegar, y'all need to. It's so good and sweet. It's almost like you can, I put it on ice cream all the time and yogurt. Like, it's like a yummy syrup. Anyway, extra avocado oil, extra olive oil. This usually fits in here, but I haven't quite finished off a bottle of something. Good quality balsamic vinegar, avocado oil, olive oil, soy sauce, sesame oil. That's where my rice vinegar usually lives, but it can't fit. Behind here is champagne vinegar, one of my favorites for salad dressings. More apple cider vinegar I haven't quite finished yet. White vinegar. Honey ginger balsamic vinegar is great for salad dressings too. Another big bottle, and here we are at the beginning. This is a little salt keeper. And then I also have iodized salt. I will use it sometimes. It's not super common though. And this is also an extra shelf I have for here. This comes with 2 shelves, but the joy of doing your own. This is a little thing that I got from Amazon. I love it, rather than using a flat plate or just making a mess in my cabinet. And I keep my pepper in the back and the salt in the front. This is my spice cabinet, right next to the stove. Redmond salt I'm trying out now. Otherwise I use Himalayan pink salt, bulk spices, small mortar and pestle, bulk herbs. That happens to be thyme. There's oregano too. And then these are all my spices and my teaspoons because I use them so much. If you want to see a really in-depth one of these videos, let me know. I will, but it's a menagerie to say the least. You've seen this many times and you'll continue to see it. So I have a real hood that actually vents straight out through the roof. We have a 1-floor house. So the majority of this cabinet is taken up by that vent pipe, which is fine. And this is the last one up top. This is really big dinner plates. We don't use that much, and some small glasses. I have one more cabinet that's above my fridge, and the highlight of that is my giant crock pot and extra dish towels and the chocolate stash. So that is inconvenient to get to, so we don't eat too much chocolate. This is a product that changed my kitchen countertop experience. This is a magnetic knife block, 2-sided. These are all my paring knives. Santoku, my knife of choice. Good length, it's not that big. I think it's like 5 or 7 inches. I have a giant one. And then I have 2 different length bread knives and fish boning knife type thing. I always sharpen that every time before I use it, and I usually use it to cut up meat and that kind of stuff. These are my tongs. If you need a good pair of tongs that aren't stupid and obnoxious, I'm pretty sure these are OXO brand. I love OXO in general. They're really good quality, practically all products. Aluminum foil that I somehow have 2 of. This is a bread slicer if you make your own sandwich bread. Got that from Amazon. Love it. Spatulas, spoons, ladles, a spider, pastry brushes. This is an offset spatula, ice cream scoops, that kind of stuff. And this one is my weird stuff drawer where my oven mitts live. Immersion blender in 2 pieces, it's not folded. Cotton kitchen twine, funnel, toothpicks to test things. Apple slicer if I'm cutting up a ton of apples. Whisks. That's actually, this red thing is actually a cherry pitter. We get a good amount of cherries in this area in the summer, so convenience item. It pits 6 cherries at once. I have this crinkle cutter that I haven't used just yet. It's pretty new. And then I have 2 of these size little, I guess you'd call them melon ballers, but they're really not. I use them a lot for like baking like cookies and things that want to be uniform size. Meatballs, I'll use them for meatballs too. And my hand mixer with its tool. Then underneath my stove does actually have the option to be a warming drawer, but I need the storage. Glass casserole dish, some pastry rings, nonstick. This is my largest cast iron. It's something like a 15-inch whatever. And then these are cast iron enameled like baking dishes. You can actually put them right on the stove and sear things in them. Careful you don't crack the enamel. I love them. Favorite thing ever. Unfortunately, they don't have lids. That's the only downfall. And then these are silicone baking mats. I will use them, but not as much. I think they retain the taste of soap for some reason. And then this is small common things. So silverware, chopsticks, more chopsticks, and metal straws that we use sometimes. Peelers. This is my julienne peeler I was talking about the other day. It both peels and slices at the same time. If I little emulsifier. This is an oyster knife. Best multi-purpose tool ever. Split frozen meat, etc. Garlic crusher. Highly recommend if you do a lot, and this is an all metal one. I don't know what metal it is, but it's great. If you have a plastic one, you're just waiting for it to break on you. And then tape for labeling things. I have Sharpies in here too somewhere. Silicone spoons, scissors, giant spoons that I don't use very much. This is where all my cutting boards live, unless they're really, really big ones, but manual mandolin, citrus juicer, jar opener with the silicone. This was part of that canning kit I have. This is a large hole grater, box grater type thing. I use it for cheese mostly. Microplane, real nice and tiny. And all kinds of things in here. Can opener. And then I have 2 in 1 cup measure. I also have a glass 2 cup, but that's in the dishwasher. And my knife sharpener. I got this not too long ago and I love it. If you need to completely redo the blade, and then I use this most often for that meat slicer, for that meat knife. I'll link that in the comments if you guys want, not that I'm an associate or anything. Okay, and then this is kind of the extra like storage stuff, so, and baking stuff. So this is a patty press that I got on Amazon just recently to make sausage patties. Pretty nice. Stainless steel. Pizza cutter. Biscuit cutters, both fluted side and straight side. Turkey baster that I use a lot to pull fat out of a pan if I'm like searing beef, that kind of thing. Rolling pin, gallon freezer bags, quart freezer bags, parchment paper sheets, and I do own plastic wrap. I really don't use it much though. I only use it for pasta. And then the deep cabinet of no return. It was a Lazy Susan, but I hate Lazy Susans. Storage for my sheet pans and cooling racks. I have 2 half sheet and 2 quarter sheet. You can't see the other one in there. I have so much stuff in here. These are hot mats, popcorn maker, my food mills back there, salad spinner, plastic plates to let my meat thaw in the fridge so they don't drip, and then lids for all my bowls. These are the Sud bowls. Metal bowls, glass bowls, plastic bowls. Half of these blue ones have the lids. You've seen that glass thing. I have an actual canning bin back there. You can see some lids, ladle, funnel, jar lifter. These are silicone lids. I love them. The little ones I use all the time. They come in rectangles and squares too. I highly recommend them. You'll never use plastic wrap again. And then this is just a little catch-all for, these are both tea strainers and bag clips, that kind of stuff. Under sink, typical kitchen storage, dish soap, washing bags, fire extinguisher. Important to have in your kitchen that is made for grease fires. Don't put water on grease fires. Anyway, first aid kit, batteries, extra bucket in case I need it. You know, the usual things. And ending with my dishwasher. Now, I guess I can show you my secret bread tub. I'll tell you a secret. It's not bread. It's extra dish towels. My coffee maker. Anyway, so that's it. If you like this stuff and want to follow along for more, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.